If people are wondering why most of the time in random chat I was able to predict a lot of outcome correctly, I guess the practice of reading tarot card does help a lot. Hello there, how today? Ame Gakita there. So obviously today in random chat we are going to talk about tarot card reading. Yes, I know some people will be wondering like, did I do some sort of like tarot reading instead of doing research before I start doing random chat along the line? No, I did not. I used to do tarot reading back in like few years back, around 10 years, nearing 10 years ago, and it's kind of like only recently I kind of like pick it back up, because the thing is, right, it's really one of the things that I used to do a lot and then was kind of good at it. I won't say like 100% accurate. There is time when I kind of like being correct most of the time, but often more than not, it can also backfire on me. Even I'm the one as a reader, it can backfire on me. It can like affect me in a very, very bad way. Sometimes it can bring a lot of bad things to me, so most of the time I try to be very, very careful with my reading. Now, that being said, a lot of people need to understand that tarot itself, right, it is technically not like having the power or what's not. It's the person who is reading it that is holding the power along the line. Which is some of the reason why some people say like, is those people tarot reading a true physics or not? Let's just say that because I used to be a dream pierce, even now I do dream a lot, so yeah, maybe a little bit of physics, but then again, I wouldn't really call it, is there a natural power or superstitious power along the line? Okay. It's really the same thing as, do you believe in ghosts? If you don't believe in ghosts, then the ghost is not real. If you believe in ghosts, then the ghost is real. So the thing is, right, it's really one of the moment that tarot, the card itself, is actually not superstitious. I was taught by, don't like to be called a master teacher, like she taught me back then that when it comes to the card itself, the card is just a book, it's just an empty notebook. It's for you to touch it, use it, and then interpret how you like it. So the thing is, right, there is like one card that is sometimes it can have many different meanings. Sometimes one card can have only one meaning. Upside down have one meaning. Down outright is also another meaning. So the thing is, right, when it comes to tarot card reading, there's really like no right answer to it, because you can have one different set of cards and you have 10 people trying to interpret it. You can't have everyone having the same answer. It's like everyone have their own way of reading. And when it comes to actual reading itself, it's really, really hard. It's the same thing as when why I practice feng shui itself in a way. It's like, in case anyone want to know, feng shui is just a kind of like Chinese geometry. It is kind of like wanting to know the harmony, the energy in a way. So tarot card itself is actually in a way harvesting the energy of the surrounding or yourself or the person you want to read. Which is the reason why sometimes if the person that are going to read, if they reject reading, I won't bother, okay? Because there's no way on reading a rejected energy, alright? So the thing is, when it comes to this kind of reading, a lot of time, I know a lot of people are saying like this is just being superstitious. Not wrong. You do not really want to like call in too much superstitious stuff most of the time, especially for the person who is doing the reading, because again, like I mentioned, if you collect too many negative energy, it can backfire on you, which happened a lot to me back in the days, which not really the reason why I kind of like stopped reading around 10 years back. It was because of an argument I have with one of the person I read. And the thing is, right, when it comes to tarot card reading, sometimes it's kind of funny in a way, is that it can take like, if after the reading, it can happen right after the reading. Sometimes it can take around like days, weeks, months, or even years. The reason one was 9 years in the reading. Now, does that mean that my accurate reading is still correct, like 100% or not? I don't think so. There are times when I can be wrong. But the thing is, right, what I'm going to tell you guys is that the card itself, the practicing of reading cards, right, there's like really no answer to like reading every single card, because like the fool itself, outright it can mean positive and negative. Downright it can also mean positive and negative. It depends on the card that or the question you are asking. So the thing is, right, card reading is often more than not or another word in case I want to use the word is called cartomancy. It is basically reading of cards. Even a poker deck card can be used as a reading, okay? I used to do that a bit as the practicing back in the days, but it's not recommended because it's kind of hard because you have to understand the pace, the ace, the diamond, and the space. So sometimes it's like different card outright, downright got different meanings. So it's really kind of confusing at times. Now, what a lot of people also need to understand that tarot deck itself, right? It is technically a playing card, okay? I mean, like, a lot of people tend to think that, oh, it's just a tarot card reading. You need to understand there is the minor arcane, there is the major arcane. But then the thing is, a lot of people need to understand it is technically before in the past used as a playing deck. It is containing of 14 cards, the knight, the king, the queen, and the page, and then there is the ace to 10. There is all this, which is kind of like a typical popper card. So the thing is, right, one of the things that I was taught was don't believe in the deck entirely. I know some people will think that, no, you are wrong, the deck is the thing. The thing is, right, often more than not, some of the deck resonate with you, some of the deck don't resonate with you. I believe that, don't get me wrong. The reason why I kind of like have to highlight that it is not the power that in the deck, because the thing is, right, it is being printed by a machine, it is printed by a company, it is print in a way and then sell it to everyone. So you can't really say that it hold the power. You're telling me a freaking machine will print the machine, it has the power in it. Well, unless you got some sort of physics saying like, oh, mumbo jumbo power while printing the card along the line, then I guess that maybe is true. But the thing is, right, most of the time you have a company that don't really do this kind of thing and they just print it out and then they just sold it to everyone. So you can't really say the card have the power, alright? It is a card for you to read on. It is a notebook. It is a book for you. So the thing is, right, it's the practicing of reading this kind of like small little detail, how like all those detail, right, things that appear in front of you, how do you read them? The thing is, right, it's the practicing of reading, not reading the book itself, but reading the atmosphere, reading the energy, reading the situation that actually got me into understanding how to predict the future. It's like sometimes when like people need to understand that when you kind of like doing like understanding of situation, let's say for example a lot of gaming topic I talk about, like when I kind of like talk about how they will make out giving excuses like, oh, they have new hire, or they sometimes creating game is not easy, it's the understanding of the craft, the industry, which sometimes you have to do proper research and you have to understand what is the situation. And then when you have that understanding, then you have to look at what is being shown out, what is the thing that people tend to talk about, what is the thing that people comment about, and you look at those things and you read it like a book. That sometimes when you kind of understand that, hey, if a lot of people is saying this, then you have to look at a different perspective, you have to look at the situation. And it's often more than not that looking at different situations that you finally able to come up with a prediction that what might happen. Emphasize on the word might, because it's not entirely mean that it will mostly come true. It's always kind of like take a little bit of speculation and a little bit of luck to make sure that when you give the prediction, it may end up coming true. It's the same thing as feng shui itself. It's not like you put a freaking money tree on your money spot and then out of nowhere you strike the lottery every single day along the line. No, it's always like when it came to card reading or when it came to feng shui, it's about trying to ensure the energy within your house, within yourself is in harmony. And when it came to like uncertainty, when it came to confusion along the line, that sometimes you have to do the card reading to understand that what might be happening or what is going to happen. And often more than not, when I do reading for people, I want people to understand that sometimes you have to be very, very careful with the reading itself. It's not that because I don't trust my reading. It's actually more towards the point of that sometimes the card itself is not best to do a prediction. It's actually more better to like give the best advice, give the best day, or trying to guide people towards the right path, which is something that I myself had been doing in a lot of time. Like I want people to go in the right path. I want people to do better. That's the way of the reading. That's supposed to be the way of doing things, and that was how I was taught. Not because that because anyone I'm wondering like is my mom the one who taught me to read? No, it's actually an actual master that taught me. Wasn't very popular. She was, but she really did taught me a lot when it came to reading itself. And one of the things that I learned from her is sometimes it doesn't mean that you need to use a card to read. The card itself is just a vessel. It's just like a magic word where you can't use it. The word on its own won't do anything. It's just that when you use it, that is when the magic comes. Now, that being said, does that mean that I'll be doing more tarot card reading, like I'll be doing more drawing stream along the line? Probably maybe once per month, twice per month, depending on the situation. But most of the time, if I'm going to do like a mass reading of many different people or people who want me to do their reading, I might have to use doing like ensure when is the full moon, because most of the time, like when you want the energy of the night, because most of the time I'm doing, or unless I'm doing like in the afternoon, the energy of the sun, then that is when I will be able to do the reading. It will be much more better. Most of the time, a lot of people tend to do the reading in the day, because when the sun is right up in the sky, depending on the when the sun is at the brightest moment, all right. Sometimes in some country, the sun is like in the brighter at 11 p.m. or 1 p.m. or 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. around that timing. That is when the reading is better. Now that doesn't mean that I'll be doing reading for any single one. The thing is, right, sometimes if the other person reject reading, there's no way for me to do reading, all right. And the thing is, right, I know some people might be wondering, like, why did I decide to do reading again, even though I quit around 10 years ago? Although the reading back then was really one of the reasons why I have an argument, and then it was like, it kind of like said, people actually say I was a fool, people say I was not very good at reading, that kind of discouraged me from reading. It's really kind of bad. It's kind of something that I don't like to believe in. And again, I mentioned sometimes the card reading is meant as an advice. It is not prediction, alright. Just because the card said you are set for life doesn't mean that you can just sit back, lay down, and don't do anything. Okay, you still have to do the thing that the card wants you to do. If you end up not doing anything, the card is just a reading. Okay, it's just like reading a storybook. If the book say that you got good luck, then you believe in good luck, then good for you. But then again, if you don't do anything to make the good luck appear, then that's on you. So the thing is, one of the reasons why I decided to do reading back again, actually more so, is that I mean, like, it's kind of like when the reading, I have an argument with that actually finally come through, like 9 years for it to come through, and then the person apologized to me that that got me really thinking about reading itself. But the thing is, right, the one that actually kind of like got me into like wanting to do reading back, like even though I quit long ago, was actually Mia from Hololive. Because the thing is, right, she also do reading, more so she do reading for other Hololive members. Now the thing is, right, a lot of her reading came true. Some of them are actually very scary in a way, like how true that she was able to come about. And the thing is, right, I won't say like do I have some situation being correct. It's often more than not, the card reading is like I mentioned, it is just a reading. It's not 100% trying to tell you what might happen, what this will happen. The thing is, right, a lot of people need to understand that it's like when it came to reading, there is many different types. There is the star reading, there is the tree wish, the basic tree that can actually cause like a lot, that can spread to many different reading. And the thing is, right, when it came to reading itself, it's just that for Mia, she got her own kind of card reading, she got her way of reading it, and she sometimes use the basic one, sometimes she use the advanced one. For me, I tend to use what a lot of people will call it the basic tree card layout. Now, the basic tree card layout itself can be spread into different kind of reading. There is also astronomy reading and the full moon reading that I used to know about, but I kind of like forgot the step for it. But the thing is, right, a lot of time I tend to use the basic tree card layout for the reading itself. Is that the basic tree is actually mostly is then from there you kind of like learn how to do a lot of situation. It can also, like, the basic tree card can also sometimes can be mean the genie tree, which mean the genie having 3 wishes. You ask 3 different question that you want, what is the 3 wishes you want, and then the card will tell you the reading. There is also sometimes you can spread into the past, present, future reading, and it's really from the reading there you kind of like spread and then go further in, which I did during one of my stream when I was reading for one of my viewers. So is it accurate or not? To the person did say it's accurate in her view, but it doesn't mean like the card is actually correct all the time. There are times when I can read wrongly, because the thing is, right, the card may be correct, but the way way I interpret can be wrong. So often more than not, right, when it came to reading itself, it's really one of the moments that sometimes you have to ask yourself, like, is it correct in this way or is it wrong in that way? It's really hard to know. Reading itself at the end of the day is just a reading. You can't really like put too much emphasis on something that if you don't believe in, and if you believe it, you still have to end up, do you want to go against it or do you want to like change it for the better? So it's really one of the moments that sometimes when you do like having your fortune being read or what's not, well, a lot of people need to understand that if the person give you saying you must do this, you must do that, yeah, most of the time you just walk away, alright? For me, I was taught to do that. But if the other person give you best advice or things that may be happening to you, even though the reading kind of like is accurate, then you want to take it with a huge pinch of salt and throw the salt at it, because a lot of people need to understand salt sometimes can throw away the spirit or the evil spirit or evil energy. So the thing is, when it came to tarot reading, not saying like is it good or is it bad, it depends on how you interpret it. And for me, it just kind of like, in a way you can call it like, is it a, like I kind of like just reading a playing card along the line. It's the practicing of reading the card that actually got me into understanding that when it came to real life reading, like sometimes I look at situation like gaming topic, okay, or with a situation like how the person behave, how the company behave, how the gamers behave, and then from there I read them like a card, understand what is the thing, look at a lot of different perspective, and then understand it, then I predict. That is how tarot card prediction always tend to come from. But again, at the end of the day, it's really kind of like just my speculative thought. It's just a random chat. Do you want me to do a reading for you? If not, do understand that sometimes when I do reading, it can be accurate, it can be wrong. But if not, if you are interested, do take note. Sometimes I might do tarot card reading in my stream, so look out for those. If you not, if you think that you believe in tarot card reading, you don't believe in card reading, write in the comment section below, we can discuss it further. If not, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense, or unless you want me to do a prediction for you and I do live stream in this same very channel, yeah, subscribe. But at the end of the day, all I can say is I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.